There we go. Now I'm recording. Okay, I'm gonna go into presentation mode here. Tell me if you guys can't see that, but I'm assuming that should be showing. All right, so allusions in general, like references to literature. You might have already started to read about this a little bit in How to Read Literature Like a Professor. I don't know, he's talked about allusions a lot yet, but it's when you're reading one thing and there's a reference to something else. Now, that something else could be something from history. It could be something classical, like a Roman, ancient Greek or Roman, or biblical, or anything like that. American history, British history, any other world history incident or anything like that, or possibly an allusion to some other story, some other earlier work of literature. Um, and when those things are done, they kind of turn into these expressions in which we are not going to necessarily understand where they came from unless we know the origin. Okay, so if we start to learn the origins of these things, then we see them in literature, and then they make more sense to us. And some of them have almost become cliches, or what Foster would call dead metaphors, in that they're just kind of an expression in and of themselves. You forget where they came from; they become kind of corny. This one might be kind of borderline on that, but you've probably heard the expression "stealing someone's thunder," right? Um, I'm not looking at your grid right now, so I can't see the chat. But if anybody knows what stealing someone's thunder means, then unmute yourself and tell us. Counting participation, of course. Nobody ever speaks on here. Anybody know what it means to steal someone's thunder?
Yeah, I do.
Speak up, whoever you are.
So like if like stealing somebody's thunder is like stealing like their light or like their moment to shine and just like you getting in that way.
That's well put. Yeah. So you're taking credit for something someone else has done, right? That is basically it. Okay. So let me move to the second slide here, and here's the origin. Hopefully you guys can see this. So you don't have to write down every word, okay? But let's get down the gist of this, okay? So you're going to save these sets of notes, and you're eventually going to, use them to study for a test. It's pretty straightforward, multiple choice. So in the 17th century, this playwright John Dennis invented the sound effect of rattling a sheet of tin to mimic thunder. He used this effect in one of his own plays. The play was denounced by other playwrights and critics. However, his sound effect was widely copied. Frustrated, he proclaimed that his rivals would not accept his play, but they were happy to quote unquote steal my thunder. So, as is often the case, that was used in a literal sense, right, in its origin, and it's just kind of caught on as a metaphor, which eventually becomes what we call an idiom, right? Because it's an expression that we might understand what it means, but we don't really understand why it says what it says unless we know the origin. So to steal someone's thunder is either to take credit for the idea of another or to lessen the effect of another's idea by suggesting the same idea first. And we don't like it when someone tries to steal our thunder, right? Give you a couple minutes to get that down. And I'm not going to leave these slides up, okay? I'm not going to post them. I'm obliging you guys to actually take notes like you've learned in your social studies classes, right? So don't blow it off. Take some notes. Okay, I'm going to go to the last slide now. And if anybody needs me to move back to this one later, I can. But here are a couple examples. After Jeff proposed his money-saving idea to his boss, he was astonished that his boss stole his thunder and presented the idea to the board as if the boss had thought of it himself. Also, the principal was anxious to see the gleeful reaction when she announced the pay raise to the teachers the next day, but her thunder was stolen when the news of the raise appeared in the morning paper. What an unrealistic example. Okay, so maybe jot down some basic info of those examples. Give you a couple minutes to finish that up, then we'll move on. Okay. I can probably put that back up later in a couple minutes if we really need to. But I'm going to go back to my agenda here. All right, reminder, vocab 1, sections 1 through 4, due by midnight tonight. Okay, so you got to take images of that. It's a little tedious. I'm sorry. If I had it digitally, that would be great, but we don't. So make sure and do that. All right, literature professor. Now, I had a pipe dream yesterday that I was going to organize some people to make some Google slides to present their responses to the questions on chapters 1 through 5, and I think that was probably a little bit too aggressive. So we are going to stick to the schedule of doing one section of this every other day. Okay, so we did 1 through 5 for today. Just about all of you got it who've been doing your work. You're going to carve out chapters 6 through 10 to finish for Friday, which means you finish by tomorrow night. With this and all assignments, always look for and use posts to labeled turn in to submit work. So you'll be seeing a chapter 6 through 10 turn in post, even though you're still carving the questions, copying them out of that original study guide, okay? I have now added group presentations to these, so sign up with the doc with the chapter 1 through 5 turn in if you haven't already. So I think most of you have probably not seen this. Let me go ahead and remind you, first of all, that you want to read chapters 31 through 39 of the workbook and submit some more questions on that turn-in post. That's easy, just things you'd like to know more about or understand. Oh, Jordan's waiting to get in. So let me go over to that post. Okay, so our original turn-in for 1 through 5 is here, right? Now within that, I have a couple docs posted. And what I want to do, it's kind of weird when we have like these massive study guides, and I don't want to just record myself like talking for 20 minutes through something. I mean, that's not going to hold you guys' attention. And I think it'd be good if we kind of had a little bit on the visual side. So what I've done here is I have one for group 2 and one for group 3, and trailing behind each day that it's due, I'd like to get groups of around 4 people. I think Bell 3 is a little bit bigger. You guys might average closer to 5. To get together, do you think you guys are capable of getting together virtually through a Meet or a Zoom, creating some Google slides of the questions that you have already done, right? So it's not you're just like compiling some good ideal responses into some slides that have some, maybe some visuals, some colors, some theme to them. And then you can either present that live tomorrow or record yourselves presenting it and submit that to me so I can play it or post it. Does that sound doable? Let me come back to full screen here. Having trouble maximizing my screen back. Oh no, give me a sec here. Weird. All right, I'm just gonna stretch it out. Okay, so what I want you to do is access that document. I've made it available for all students to edit, so you guys can get in there all at once, and I want you to start arranging yourselves into groups, and I will give extra participation for any group of you who go ahead and fill in for chapters 1 through 5, since you would need to put together some Google slides together today/tonight, okay? And then everyone else needs to fill in somewhere in some group of somewhere between 3 and 5 students for each of those chunks. Are you guys getting in? Because I'm only seeing like one person in here. Okay, now I see you popping in. You guys can feel free to have secret conversations on your phones about who's going to work with him. Do you want to get it over with? Do you want to just do 1 through 5? We can put this together tonight, right? Yeah, we can. Plus, we'll get extra participation pluses.
I don't have access to edit the doc.
Really? Is that why nobody's typing anything? Let me look at my settings on that. Students can edit file. Why isn't that working? You guys see what I'm seeing? I've got it on students can edit file, so I don't know why that is happening. Did you guys go into the correct one? Did you go into, well, that shouldn't even matter. Literature professor group, L2. Is everyone trying? No one's able to type in there? Tech fail. I'm gonna keep messing with this. Just be patient with it ourselves here. If anybody has an idea that I'm not thinking of to make this open to you guys, then let me know. Besides this, everybody all clear on everything that's going on? If you're not, then chat in a question or anything while we finish up over the next 5-10 minutes. All right, well, regardless of whether we can get in or not, I'll keep working on that. The idea is still that we get groups to present their responses to the questions for each chunk of the book, trailing one day behind when they are due, okay? So we all turned in stuff from chapters 1 through 5 last night, okay? We would normally go over it today, but I'm hoping that we can have some slides to go over it tomorrow. So can I get some people talking together who can volunteer? It doesn't have to be super fancy, okay? And you've already done the work, so it's really just kind of pasting your stuff together on some slides that look decent. And you can record yourselves talking through them or talk live through them in class tomorrow. And everybody's gonna do this, so somebody's gotta do it tomorrow. I'll let you chat amongst yourselves, and hopefully somebody will come forward before we leave here.
So if we do it, do we get like credit?
I mean, everybody's going to get like a 20-point class grade for doing it, but people who volunteer to do the first one, since this is kind of in a hurry getting started, I'll give you like, 3 extra participation pluses and add it on as well.
Okay. I'll do it. We got a group of 4 right there.
Do we? You guys know who okay, I'm looking at the, so who we got? Adam, Mackenzie. Who else was talking there? I got a million screens going here. To answer Andrew's question, it's somewhere between 3 and 5 should cover it. I want to get this document going because then we can see how many people are in each group, and it's driving me crazy. I can't get it. Why can't you guys order this? Edit this. All right, let me just type in here. So, Sauer, Bates, speak up if you're another person who's going to help put this together today/tonight. Are they the only 2 so far? Someone said, yeah, we got a group of 4. Who are the other people? Let's see. Oh, Maui, gotcha. Hey, Maui, is that the correct shortening of your name there? I'll just put Nevis, actually. And Mitchell, okay. Awesome. Okay, and the instructions, which are pretty basic, are right here on this. Anybody want to volunteer for having the 6 through 10 stuff for Monday? You guys having finished the questions on, oh, Andrew, okay. That's a group of 5, that'll work fine. Okay, we've got to cut that group off. How about 6 through 10? Anybody there? Keep using the chat. That's an easy way to do this. I at least want to get the first few filled in, not keep you guys too late. Okay, Ebner on 6 through 10. Sprague, 6 through 10, thank you. Okay, that's at least 3 there. Keep them coming. It'll just be the others will be later next week. Sprague, Ebner, oh, Grosscamp. Anybody 11 through 15, that'll be like Wednesday next week. I'll clear up the schedule on this document here. It's not real specific yet. Okay. Okay, this is working. Okay, everybody else who's left, there's still more room in 11 through 15. And then we need people in 16 through 20 and 20. So if you text in, give a number with your with which one you want to do, and maybe some people you want to work with. And then we'll wrap up. Not every single person is here, I realize, so I guess that's not going to be everyone. Okay. Oh, there we go. Whoops, wrong place. Okay, I think that's good for now, you guys. Anybody that's not here, if you try to point it out to him. What's going on with Adam? He keeps coming back in. Technology problems. All right, we're getting toward the end of our session here. I don't want to squeeze you guys too much. So are there any more questions about anything else? Thank you, Anna. Okay, pop them in the chat or unmute yourself if you have questions about anything else. And don't forget the workbook stuff on 31 through 39 is due tonight and your vocab is due tonight. So I'll be checking both of those tomorrow morning. Okay, everybody all good? Okay, sorry about the technology problem. I don't know why you can't get in that, but we'll work it out. Just keep your reading up, stay on top of everything in Google Classroom, and we are good. See you guys soon.